The best acne products that are over $30, specifically those for adult acne. This video is long awaited. We have done the best acne products for under $15, the best acne products for $30, and now we're doing the ones that are over $30. The problem is that most of my favorite moisturizers cost more than $30, and it was really hard to fit those into some of those smaller categories. So there are some inexpensive acne treatment options in those other two videos for you, but some that I really believe blow the charts away, have amazing ingredients, and have helped me personally are included in this video. And I want to talk about them as well as the science behind why they work. So first, let's start with a body acne option. Body acne is the one thing that I still struggle with, and the reason why is because I love hiking, I love jumping in the ocean, I do tend to sweat, and not all the time can I wash that off. This is the Stem Cellular Peel Spray from Juice Beauty, and this is my favorite for treating back acne, specifically for athletes or people on the go. I first tried this about a year ago. You can actually watch that video because it's there, documented on the internet for you. But I have fallen in love with it over the past year, and I use it really just as a spray for my body breakouts. In the under $30, I recommended the Paula's Choice. I really like that one for body acne as well. I find this is better. This is an overall exfoliator, whereas the Paula's Choice one is excellent. I do recommend it, but it does have that silicone, that dimethicone. So if it's something that you're sensitive to, keep that in mind. This specifically is formulated with grape extracts, with aloe, it has some jojoba, has some really nice exfoliating licorice, and it is super antioxidant and phytonutrient charged. They also use organic ingredients, so it is a safer product for those who do have sensitivities or who are worried about those things. And in general, Juice Beauty actually uses eco-sustainable practices. They actually have a farm in Northern California where they harvest their grapes. And even the owner drives an eco-friendly car. So it's nice that there's a brand that actually stands behind what they believe in. They also have cucumber in there and vitamin C and E. I believe that this is $50 or $52, but I know that Juice Beauty does have sales occasionally. But if you're a fan of exfoliating sprays or need something for the body because you're an athlete, this is a top recommendation. Next, let's talk Renée Rondeau. I don't exactly know how to pronounce her name, but she has been a celebrity skincare expert for years, and I found out about her anti-cyst treatment when I was a judge for the Teen Vogue Acne Awards. They pretty much opened me up to her line, and she has some amazing products for cystic acne. I specifically feel like her line is really great for adult acne. If you're a teenager and you're breaking out because of hormones, there's going to be some great over-the-counter products for you. But for adult acne, it's usually more hormonal or systemic, and it's a little bit more difficult to treat, especially because people who have adult acne usually have gone through all of the other active ingredients like benzoyl peroxide or salicylic acid that didn't work for them. And they need alternatives, but there aren't a ton available. This is one of the coolest. It is a spot treatment, and it's one that actually works. This one is a bit drying, so please keep that in mind. But this has sulfur and zinc oxide in it. Both of those are antiseptics. They're antibacterial so that they can kill acne. They're also ingredients that are proven to fight acne, and again, alternatives to what's available in the masses. Then there's also camphor. Camphor comes from the extract of the bark of a tree, I believe, and it definitely has a smell. Kind of smells like Bengay. Yeah, it definitely has a potent smell, but this stuff is phenomenal. You dip a little Q-tip or something in here, you apply it to your spot treatments, and this is one of the only spot treatments that I would say actually tends to work overnight. It will dry the skin will be red, you're still going to have a bump, but the pimple won't be as inflamed. And for cystic acne, I find that especially on the jawline, this can penetrate. So there is no overnight miracle fix. Anyone who's trying to tell you that is either lying or doesn't know better or is just trying to market products. But when it comes to getting close, this is one of the best. But please keep in mind that this can be drying, and if you find that over drying hurts your skin, check out the other video we did on skincare under 30, I think it was, for the Tarte Cosmetics Blemish Bully, because that is a hydrating spot treatment. But for $32, you do have an option, and this is a really excellent option for that adult cystic acne. Next, let's talk moisturizers. This is a watermelon moisturizer from Glow Recipe, and I still have the container so I can read you the ingredients. This, first off, it smells like a Jolly Rancher. This goes on like a super lightweight gel formula. I would say that it is comparable to the Clinique moisturizing gel, but I feel that it absorbs better, and also it is cruelty-free and vegan, whereas Clinique is not. It smooths over the skin so well, it absorbs excellently, and I feel that it actually has some more beneficial ingredients. It contains watermelon, so it has a lot of antioxidants. Again, those can help fight aging. It also has hyaluronic acid, so it actually works to kind of plump up the top layers of the skin. Hyaluronic acid is a humectant, and because this has the watermelon and hydration in it, the hyaluronic acid uses that to plump up your skin as opposed to dehydrating your skin. Because yes, hyaluronic acid can dehydrate your skin if it is used improperly. If we look at the ingredients, it also has a lot of hydrolyzed proteins. It's got wheat proteins, it's got amino acids, again, all vegan and cruelty-free. But what's great about these proteins and amino acids is that amino acids are small enough to penetrate into the skin to get really deep. And your skin naturally uses amino acids to build protein. Collagen is a protein. So while we can't say that this product definitively builds collagen, it does contain some of those ingredients that can stimulate the skin, alongside a healthy diet potentially giving the skin what it needs to recreate collagen, or at the least giving it those ingredients so that it can stimulate the skin in other ways and maybe cause a cascade of reactions that could turn into brighter, more plump skin. This is a moisturizer that works for acne-prone skin. One of the very last ingredients does say fragrance, which I'm usually a little bit skeptical of, but I have found that this works for my acne-prone skin. Again, it is a light moisturizer, kind of like a gel, and it keeps me feeling hydrated, it doesn't break me out, and it has a little bit of that licorice, which can be helpful for acne as well, as some of those plant extracts. It is $39 at Sephora, and I think you can get it on Amazon as well. Sephora, it actually meets their clean beauty standard. Now remember, that is not an overarching standard. That is Sephora's definition of clean beauty, but this is a product that I do really like. It's really great for the summer and the warmer months as well because you don't want to be overly oily. And again, they are a Korean beauty line that is actually cruelty-free, which is usually hard to find cruelty-free Korean beauty products, but this is one of them. Next is another favorite that has watermelon in it, and this one is more of an oil base, and I like this one a little bit better. This one seems to be more hydrating. This is from the brand called Odacite, and the woman's story behind this is really beautiful. This has some of the cleanest ingredients out there. It's actually sold at the detox market, and the detox market only sells products that meet a certain standard of quality and non-toxicity. But the woman who created this was actually diagnosed with cancer, and she got really concerned. She started turning around her labels as she was fighting. She decided to make lists of the things that she didn't want to use or didn't want other people to use. She was eventually able to overcome her cancer. I don't know if she's still cancer-free or not, because cancer, there can be remission, but it can come back. I don't know where she's at now, but I know that she created this line to be effective and not include all of the things that she was concerned about. Also, some of their products are raw and they actually need to be kept in the refrigerator. This is not one of them, or if it is, I have never put this in the refrigerator. This is the all-embracing serum with crystal extracts. It has watermelon and hibiscus, and this is just a beautiful oil-based serum. This smooths onto the skin so well, and you can actually see from the color that it has a lot of antioxidants. Whenever you're using your oils, whether it's in cooking or on your face, make sure that you look for the color, because the more color, generally, the more phytonutrients and antioxidants it will have. This smooths onto the skin so nicely because it is a watermelon oil base. I find that it absorbs really well. The oil does not break me out. It keeps things hydrated, and it does have other ingredients in there which are beneficial for acne-prone skin, but are also safe for aging skin. Specifically, it's got chia seed oil, it's got some shea butter, it's got a ton of vitamin E, which is great for scarring. We've got some cypress leaf oil, we've got some pink grapefruit, we've got hibiscus, we've got myrtle. We've got the plants, just like all the plants, all the flowers, boom. And I started using this, again, about 9 months to a year ago. Does anybody remember when my little brother voiced over my skincare routine? He called this the hippopotamus serum or something like that. I'll have to rewatch it. You'll have to rewatch it. We'll have to rewatch it together, but this is the serum that I have been using on and off since then. And again, I find this to be a little bit more of a thicker, more luxurious oil-based form of a watermelon product that my skin really likes. The one thing about it is that it is expensive. I think it's like $95. It might be $90, $95. So it is expensive, but for me it's worth it. And then again, because it's an oil and a serum, I find I only need a little bit and I can kind of spread that around. I've only ever purchased one bottle. I think I still have about this much left in there, but for me it has lasted quite a while. Next, this is from Eminence Organics. This is specifically made for acne prone skin. It's called the Acne Advanced Clarifying Hydrator with Encapsulated Salicylic Acid. And this is awesome. If you have tried salicylic acid before, you know that it goes onto the skin, it exfoliates, it kind of eats up the oil in the skin, and it can be anti-inflammatory. Problem is, for people who have tried salicylic acid and it hasn't worked, we need something else. This is encapsulated salicylic acid, meaning that the salicylic acid is actually put into a carrier molecule. Think about, like, you can't just throw all of your closet onto a plane, but if you put it in a suitcase, you can carry it onto the plane. You can organize it better. That's essentially what carrier molecules do and what the encapsulation process does. So this allows the salicylic acid to get pulled deeper into the skin and do work at different layers. So if salicylic acid was kind of okay for you, but not majorly helpful, this might be a really good second step or an option. And if salicylic acid didn't work for you, don't bother. But if you noticed a slight improvement, but it wasn't major, this might be the answer. Other than salicylic acid, it does have a bunch of beneficial plant ingredients in there, and a lot of them are organic. They're made in Hungary. The formula itself is super lightweight, and it actually leaves the skin looking a little bit mattified. So if you get oily here on the T-zone or here on the forehead, this can be a really great option because, again, it cuts through that oil, it leaves a nice fresh feeling, but it leaves the skin looking mattified instead of grease bucket status. It's organic, it's natural, it's got zinc, it's got lotus extract, it has a ton of plants in there. The only problem is that I think it's pretty hard to buy over the counter. At least most Eminence Organic products are sold to spas, and then the spas sell it to the customers, but you can get this on Amazon, and I'm sure that there are other retailers online as well. I know this also comes in a kit, an anti-acne kit. It comes with a cleanser and a toner as well. Personally, this is my favorite part of the kit. I don't really care about the cleanser and the toner, but if you wanted to get it as a part of the kit, you could. In general, if you get it on Amazon or something, probably expect to pay $60 to maybe $65. Oh, now we're gonna talk about two of my favorite products that are also on Amazon, and they are cheaper on Amazon, which makes me a very happy customer. The first one that we have to discuss is the Mychelle Remarkable Retinal Serum. If you remember in the under 30 video, I recommended the Retinal Night Cream. This is the serum, and this stuff is amazing. Retinol is actually naturally made by our skin, and all of these are in the vitamin A family. If you've ever been on acne medications or maybe something for sunspots or wrinkles, you might have been prescribed Tazorac cream. That's actually retinoic acid, and it is the most potent form of vitamin A that you can pretty much get. Now that is prescription only, but a step down from it is retinaldehyde with an A. Retinal, CAS number 11, actually. I believe it's CAS number 11. 3911? I will check. But this is retinaldehyde, and you can get this over the counter. Retinol is a step down from that. So most people are selling retinol nowadays, but retinol is really where it's at. It's the most powerful you can get. And this is a serum that contains it. Now, please be mindful, retinaldehyde and retinol can be a little bit irritating to the skin. If you have sensitive skin, I do have a second recommendation for you, but I love to burn my skin off. My skin is sensitive. I could totally just touch it and it turns red. But I love to put chemical peels on it and retinaldehyde on it because I love what they do for my face and my scars and my acne. What can I say? I am a non-sexual masochist. This is a little bit different than the night cream that I recommended in the other video. Reason why is because this is a serum. It penetrates deeper. The night cream had a base of shea butter, so even though it works really well, it sits on the skin and hydrates. This is a serum, so this goes right into the skin and absorbs. And if you do happen to have their other retinol cream, this goes really well before it. If you put this on and then the night mask, oh my god, it's like a double whammy. It is amazing. But remember, it can be a little bit much match for sensitive skinned individuals. So just keep that in mind. Some of the ingredients here are specifically glycerin, which is super hydrating. You do have right there at the very top your retinaldehyde. You have cloudberry seed oil. You've got orange oil. You've got eucalyptus oil. Eucalyptus can actually help carry molecules deeper, which again, it gets them to the bottom layers of the skin where they can do more work for you. I think we've got, yep, some lemon in there, some aloe. Both of those have some nice vitamin C. You have ceramide 3, which I believe is the same as ceramide NP. Somebody fact check me on that. I think ceramide 3 is the same as ceramide NP or NG. Someone's got to do their homework. But ceramides are made naturally by the skin. They are really amazing for keeping the skin's integrity, giving the skin hydration and good moisture. And this serum does help with that ceramide to kind of plump up the skin. Ceramides are also excellent if somebody has eczema. Be a little bit careful because retinaldehyde could exacerbate eczema. Or eczematic prone skin, but it could also be helpful. So that's where you want to talk to a doctor. We've got more flower extracts and some honeysuckle in here. And the other thing is that Mychelle is a more natural brand. They are certified by the EWG. The EWG, the Environmental Working Group, has a skin, what is it called? The Skin Safety Database, where you can find a lot of information about the toxicity or safety of products and chemicals. And I love that they are approved by the EWG as a natural line, yet they still have so many powerful ingredients for us acne prone people. So over the counter, if you don't want a prescription, retinaldehyde is where it is at. And again, I think that this is normally like $50 or $60, but on Amazon, I found it for $40. So that is even cheaper than normal. And that makes me a very happy customer. Now, the one issue that this has is that it can be irritating. If you do have sensitive skin, it might be a little bit much. But that's where this comes in. This is from Olay Henriksen. This is their Goodnight Glow Retin Alternative Sleeping Cream with beYoutiful. Ola Henriksen. Ola. The name is technically Ula, but I call it Olay because I read it and it looks like Olay and also dyslexia. But this is essentially a retinol alternative. beYoutiful is a natural plant extract. It's kind of a natural purple color, and it works similar to retinol. It works at a very low level, so it is not as potent, but some people get redness or stinging when it comes to retinol because they are so sensitive. This is a safe alternative for those who have issues with regular retinol or retinaldehyde. This is also really great for acne because it does have those AHA acids, alpha hydroxy acids, that are water soluble. We're talking about glycolic acid and lactic acid in this specific product. And those combined with retinol can really penetrate the skin deep and help to decrease blemishes. And even if you get some pigmentation spots, as you can see, I have some red marks that are left over from the pimples that I had during my period. They can really help to lighten those and make sure that those don't stay for longer than they have to. This is a shea butter base. So again, it is a really beautiful moisturizer. It is gorgeous. Now it does have some fragrance, and I think they put some violet color in there because they want it to look like beYoutiful. But overall, this is a really great product. And even with those things, I have found they don't bother my skin, and I would recommend them. The other thing is that when you touch it, because it has that shea butter, it feels kind of tacky, but when you put it onto the skin, it melts in so nicely and it absorbs so well. So if, retinol, retinaldehyde, or retinoic acid is too potent for you, this is a great option. I believe that this is $55. You can get it at Sephora or on Amazon. But if you need a good alternative or a good night cream, night moisturizer, this is it. And again, they call it a Goodnight Glow Retin Alternative Sleeping Cream. It is not a sleeping cream. It is a moisturizer. And because it has beYoutiful, you should use it at night, not in the morning. So this is a moisturizer. Use it like a moisturizer at night. Don't be confused by the wording. Remember, always turn those packages around and read the back. Next, let's talk 2 flash facials, one of which is my absolute favorite. This is from Wander Beauty. It is called the Fast Lane Instant Facial. And this is an amazing option for a facial at home. If you go to an esthetician's office to get chemical peels, you can get stronger amounts of glycolic or lactic acid. Estheticians can do, I mean, you could do 30%, you could do 40%, you can peel all day if you want to. Usually over the counter, it is hard to get products that have such high ingredient counts. Now this one has 10% AHA and BHA, so this is the same strength as a low-level chemical peel. And when we look at the ingredients, literally the first one is water, the second one is your glycolic acid. So it is pumped up in here. It is great. It also has some glycerin and some salicylic acid, some meadowfoam. So again, these are going to be wonderful for acne. I believe that we had rosemary leaf oil, lavender oil, orange peel oil, lactic acid, citric acid, which is your vitamin C. Phenomenal. Now, because this has such a high amount of glycolic acid, it does tingle a little bit, just the way a chemical peel at an esthetician's office would, but you leave this on for about 20 minutes and then you wash it off. I'm not gonna lie, there have been times that I did not wash it off. It is fine to not wash it off, but it is an extreme exfoliator. So this packs a punch. It helps with acne scars, it helps with pigmentation, it helps with active acne. My only warning is that if you are higher on the Fitzpatrick scale, if you are a 4, 5, or 6, you might want to skip it because it could be a little bit much. And if you're confused about what the Fitzpatrick scale and what number you are, we've actually done a skin science video on it. So please watch this video, open it in a new tab, watch it right after this one, so that you know what's going to work for your face or not. This is truly bomb diggity, highly recommended, and a great over-the-counter alternative. Now, if you are looking for something that is safe for some of those darker skin tones, you might want to try the Flash Facial from Sonya Dakar. This has been a favorite for probably 10 years of mine. I absolutely love this stuff, and I have gone through so many bottles. And essentially what it is lactic acid, which is again an AHA exfoliating acid, and then it's resveratrol. So that comes from grapes, and it's what keeps you looking young. It's a really potent antioxidant. Now there is alcohol in here. I believe it's SD alcohol 20, 60. But I want to make the distinction that the alcohol in here is used as an emulsifier, so it is meant to make the slip of the product really nice, and it is not drying. Alcohols in skincare can be really confusing because some are super drying and some are just emollients. This one is an emollient. And this has actually been hailed as the best exfoliator for sensitive skin. So again, if you have higher Fitzpatrick levels or if you are sensitive, this is a really good option. Again, it is pretty much pure lactic acid. Lactic acid is usually okay for people who are endowed with melanin and have really rich pigment. You still might want to patch test it just to make sure, but overall, if you have sensitive skin, if you want an excellent exfoliator that gets super deep and can help to work on breakouts, this is one of the best options. Again, it's expensive. The Flash Facial is, I think it's $95. It's a pretty penny, and so sometimes I personally use this as a spot treatment instead of all over the face, but I have been purchasing this for 8 to 10 years over and over and over again. I absolutely adore it. Highly recommended. The very last product is the Clarity Skin Clarifying Serum from COSMEDIX. This is another one of those that I have been using for about 3 years that I really attribute to helping me clear my skin. The Clarity Serum specifically has salicylic acid, again that BHA acid that breaks down the oil and the gunk in the skin, can help the skin exfoliate. But this also has tea tree oil. Tea tree is one of my favorite ingredients, antibacterial, antimicrobial. It's been used for thousands of years and it's actually nourishing to the skin. And it's also got willow herb and aloe vera. Those are really nice because they make this more soothing. So instead of drying out the skin like a lot of other acne products do, this one is a bit more hydrating. This also goes on super smooth. It really absorbs well and it leaves the skin feeling untouched, you know, whereas a moisturizer or sometimes serums kind of leave a film behind or leave a feel behind. This one for me does not. I think it's because one of the first ingredients in this is witch hazel. Witch hazel is a really great astringent. This is also excellent on blackheads. This is what totally transformed my blackheads. But because of that, it doesn't leave the skin feeling tacky or anything. They do have a bunch of amazing plant extracts in this as well. And again, for somebody who is struggling with acne as a teenager or as an adult, this is a great option that is going to be a little bit less irritating. I believe that this one is $42 or $45. I used to get this from a spa out in Walnut Creek, but you can purchase them online and I think you can get them on Amazon as well. And I would actually recommend I would recommend purchasing them wherever you can get a sale. So usually that's Amazon or online, but if you can find them in person, you might be able to get them for less expensive too. And please keep in mind that just because a product is expensive doesn't mean it's going to work. That's why I did the video on acne products under 30 and under 15, really to show that you have options at all price points. But when it comes to some of my favorites that do work for adult acne, that help with scarring and pigmentation, and some of my favorite moisturizers, those just happen to be over the $30 mark. So these are the ones I would recommend. Hope you learned something from this. If you're new here and if you enjoy the science of beauty and acne as much as I do, hit the subscribe and notification bells so you don't miss future videos. And if you do want to watch the video on acne products under 30, you can watch that here, and the one for under $15 is here. Remember to get educated so that you can feel inspired and live beautifully inside and out. I love you, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye!